Okay guys, so let's jump into this look. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Grip Setting Spray to hydrate the skin prior to prepping the skin with moisturizer and primer. Today I'm using the Medix 5.5 Collagen Peptide Moisturizer, as well as the One Size Secure the Blur and Secure the Sweat Primer to set the face on today. So I like to typically go in with 2 different primers, or sometimes 3, just to secure the longevity of the makeup, especially when cameras are involved and the clients are telling me it's for a wedding or for a photo shoot. I really want the makeup to last under those lights and cameras, as well as going inside, outside, things of that nature. And so this is where I really take my time and really prep the skin for longevity. And so here I'm just going, talking with my client about her desired look. She was telling me some of her concerns from previous makeup applications, and not to diss any MUAs or nothing, but what is some look for us for her that she wants to see in my appointment. As a makeup artist, I try to make the client feel as comfortable as possible while meeting their needs, as well as my job is to exude their own features in the makeup. So that's what I try to do. So now I'm going in with the NARS Longwear Radiant Foundation in D2. This is like a warm undertone with the olive hint undertone as well, because as you can see, she's not really on the reddish yellow side, but she has a little green olive to her. And so to offset that, I'm going to go in with the Can't Stop, Won't Stop matte concealer in Mahogany. This is something close to her shade, and I'm just building on that highlighting color before brightening up the eye. The client prior to the appointment told me that she really didn't want too much of a bright under eye, but just enough to show that the highlight and contour is there. And so I typically start with the color that's closest to the client's tone first, and put it in those T-zone areas, and then I just build on it from there with a lighter color, which you will see later on in the video. So prior to blending it out, I go in again with the e.l.f. setting spray prior to blending, because I do let it get a little, the concealer get a little tacky prior to blending, just so I can ensure good coverage. And also because the client was between mostly dry but has some oily spots, I wanted to make sure she was hydrated throughout the process. So you're going to see me go in a lot and hydrate in between applications. So now I'm doing some light taps with my beauty blender. I do love the e.l.f. beauty blenders. I utilize brushes sometimes, but in this case I like how this beauty blender really allows the concealer to not just sit on top of the skin, but just really sit in the skin. Also, here's a tip for most makeup artists, because you're going to see my client in a sense running away from me, especially when trying to blend under their eyes. Tell them to blink and breathe. The reason I'm saying this because typically most clients are a little sensitive around the eyes. Not to say they don't have allergies, but sometimes your clients are just really scared to just allow you to do anything around their eyes. So to put them at ease and to keep the flow of the appointment going, tell them to blink and breathe, just to ease their little nerves, because most of the time clients do cry during anything around their eyes, typically because they're holding their breath. Yes, they're holding their breath. So I typically tell my clients, hey, blink and breathe, just to put them at ease. Now I'm going in with the Can't Stop Won't Stop Matte Concealer in the color Beige to give it a little lighter touch to lift that highlight. I really didn't go in too much because, again, I'm honoring the client's desire to not go so light, but have a little lightness there, not too much. And oftentimes you want to remember to not go so far in blending, over blending. You have to know when to stop doing light touches, because you really want to keep those colors there, as you can see on the screen. Now I'm going in with my KK Beauty Face Essential Powder Palette. This is a black cosmetic line that you can find on Instagram. Awesome company. She typically has a lot of sale on her products, and this is basically one-stop shop face powder palette, which I typically take everywhere with me, and I use it prior to utilizing my setting powder, just to lock in those highlighted areas. And now I'm going in with KK Beauty's setting powder in the color Butter. It gives me the feel of, which one is that? I want to say Huda Beauty. Because it's very light, but it's very pigmented. And so in this case, because the client is really more on the drier side rather than the oily side, I don't really want to set too much. So as you can see, I'm pressing the setting powder in her skin because I don't think I'm going to wipe it away at this point. I just want to set it in to lock in that highlighted areas. And you guys, I know you guys are like, oh, they just talking up a storm, but child, it's always a vibe in my chair. We're gonna have real life discussions. We're gonna joke around. We gonna sing. We have a good time, and I really do love the vibe that my clients bring. So far, so good. Haven't had too many negative experiences. I thank God for that. Because my clients have been awesome. So now here I'm starting to do a powder contour using the Morphe That's Rich contour palette, and I'm starting in with the lightest shade and basically building on those contour shades. I'm starting from light to dark until I get a nice toasty look. With this client, she was a little more on the oily side on the outside, so I wanted to lock in and not use so many cream products on her, to trying to keep from having a whole lot of sweat, especially considering what she had going on for that day. So I'm just going around building on those colors. Notice that I'm doing a patting upward motion to kind of lift the cheeks. And now I'm going to use that same contour palette by Morphe that's rich to contour the nose, using a lighter shade of that palette to contour the nose. I find that a flat, fluffy, or a flat angle brush is very useful when doing this, when contouring the nose. And now, guys, I'm just going to brighten up that look, put a little color back into the face using the Juvia's Place Duo Blushed palette in volume 4. Black girls, let's not get fearful of anything shades of red, shades of pink. To me, I've become a lover of blush because it gives, especially black and brown girls. I'm sorry to sound a little biased. This is no dig towards any other racial groups, but it just gives a vibrant look to the black and brown girls. It really does, and I like that it makes us look Barbie-like. I really have come to terms of loving blush a lot more. And you're going to see me add more at the end. And has anybody else kind of went away from highlight? I have become a matte application type girl. I don't like too much shine. There are sometimes I like dewy on others, but for myself personally, I like the matte look. I guess because it's longevity and you don't have to touch it up as often. Dewy, not so much as well, depending on how you prep the skin. But for me, I am a fan of the matte makeup look. I really am. So now, guys, I'm going in utilizing the Morphe micro blade spoolie and pencil in the color Chocolate Mousse. I hope I'm saying it right. But basically, one tip is the actual pencil, and at the end you have your spoolie, a 2-in-1 combo. And so I'm really utilizing this because I am the type of makeup artist who like to snatch brows, really sharp, really concise, and really define. I know most people have gotten into the micro pen look, and it's very beautiful, and I feel like it's beautiful on certain individuals, if that makes sense. Is very beautiful on certain individuals. But even though my camera doesn't do it justice, I typically make my darkest mark towards the end of the brow, and then I do like a fade in, fade out in the front. And if there's like any boxy looking look, I would utilize my Beaute my blending brush just as I'm blending out the concealer here to fade out that boxiness in the front. And I went in with my Can't Stop Won't Stop in the beige with mixing the beige and the mahogany together to conceal the brow bone. And here I made a minor mistake in the brow where I got a little concealer in it. In makeup, everything is fixable. All I did here was utilize the spoolie end of my brow pencil because it still had product in it to fill in those areas. So I'm glad I caught that on camera because a lot of times most people spend the most time on their eyebrows trying to get it as neat and precise as possible. What I'm showing you here is ways of fixing it. Also, a flat brush, not fluffy, but flat brush will also be your best friend in ensuring that you have a crisp eyebrow. And a full coverage concealer will also help, especially if you may have not went to get them waxed yet. That concealer can cover up the areas that you're typically remove when you arch them or tweeze them. So right now I'm going in with the P. Louise base in base 2, I believe, and I'm going to prime the lids. So we're utilizing a dramatic eye. I wouldn't call it like a defined cut crease here, but I utilize some hot, very pigmented brownish colors here to give my client a little pop. And on the lid, I'm going to utilize like a whitish tan color on the lid. So as you can see here, I'm just prepping the eyelid, utilizing my blending brush to set it in. So for the eyeshadow, I'm going in with the Bolive Beauty palette. This is another black on cosmetic line that you can find on Instagram. I will have the information in my description box below so you can find it. I love her eyeshadow palettes because they are very pigmented, and as you can see here, it's kind of giving my client a little bridal glam to me. I guess I'm speaking into existence, child. But I like the shades of the browns coming together and just giving her like a pretty neutral eyeshadow. Very dramatic, but yet very classy. I'm really enjoying the look. So now I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Mega Liquid Eyeliner. Look, I find some of the best products in Walgreens and CVS, which are my favorite drugstores, and I'm still stuck on Wet n Wild, okay, because it's very pigmented and it dries quickly. And I felt like she needed a pop, even though we were going with a neutral eye colors. I felt the wing liner would give it like a little flare. So here, the best thing for those girls who are like struggling with wing liners, always utilize the tip of the applicator instead of the whole applicator, so that you're able to start with a thin liner rather than a thick liner, because a thin liner you're able to fix that more than a thick liner, and you can build upon that thinner line as you see fit, rather than starting with thick eyeliner, and then everything is all over the place. And also remember to take breaks as well in between when applying your liner, because at this point, when you add the liquid eyeliner, it's kind of too late to go back. So you want to remember to not use the whole applicator. Start with a thin line, build up on your liner until it's to your liking, just to eliminate wiping your whole makeup process off and starting back over, because that is a headache. Now guys, I am popping on some eyelashes that I got off of the TikTok shop. I will have their name down so you can find it if you still have the TikTok shop app. And they come in a wholesale bulk. So I really do like that as a makeup artist, because yes, lashes are the first thing to go. So I try to make sure I have as many lashes in variety as much as possible. And the glue that I am using is Duo. I'm using my Duo glue. Also, a little trick to my eyelashes, I like to take the end of the eyelashes up a little bit, just to give the eye the look of a cat eye. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't always fit it across the entire eye. Towards the end, I kind of go up in an angle to give it like a cat eye effect, and to ensure that that there is like a seamless look. You want to probably go in what we call tight line between the liquid eyeliner and with your natural lashes and the falsies, to give it the illusion of a seamless look. And so right here, I'm just going in, touching back up with the powders to ensure a seamless look. On her lip, I have already lined her lip utilizing the darkest shade in that Morphe bronzer palette as her lip liner. And so right here, I'm just going back through with the powders, because sometimes, to me, I don't know about other makeup artists, but it seems like the color gets lost as you're, working in other parts of the face. And so here I am just going back through to ensure that color is in there. As you can see on screen, those colors are starting to come through. And that's what I want her to have when she's doing her own content creation and taking her pictures. That is what you want for your clients. So whenever a camera lighting gets to them, you want those colors to shine through. And already she's looking beautiful already. She's feeling beautiful. At this moment, she knew that she was looking beautiful. Like, she knew it. And so another thing I wanted to say in reference to the lashes is to always ensure they are fitting for the eyes. Notice that I went with her eye shape, and I wanted to ensure not only were the lashes full, but I also didn't want the lashes to overshadow the eyeshadow look. Because sometimes when we go too big on the eyelashes, it overshadows the eyeshadow work, and it just look crazy, and it allows the client to look sleepy rather than alive. And so here, that's what I was going for. Now I'm going in with the LA Girl eyeliner in her waterline. I would have the name of the liner in the description. But this particular liner is very pigmented. It's a retractable pencil where you don't have to sharpen it. It's very pigmented. And I love how it just glides on in one swipe. So it's especially good for those clients who are not too fond of you playing around their eyes for too long. So as you can see here, I'm going back with the KK Beauty palette to blend those highlighted areas. And y'all gonna get tired of me because I am a perfectionist. I hate for people to know where I start and stop my makeup. I aim for a seamless look through and through. Everything is melted together. That's the type of look I desire to have for all my clients. So y'all, at this particular time, we was jamming in there. I had my R&B playlist going, and we were jamming. And right here, I decided, okay, let's do like a small, smoky brownish underneath the eyes to kind of smudge underneath. And now I'm going in with my Morphe liquid matte lipstick in a nudish pink. And then I'm going to top it off with the NYX butter gloss in Madeleine for shine. And you guys, when I tell you, I was a fan of this look. From the shape of her eyes, the blush, everything was beautiful. Like, share, subscribe, tap in with me, and I will see you guys next time.